Siamo qui per presentare una giovanissima fotografa e soprattutto un lavoro particolare perché è fatto da una giovane fotografa che ha fotografato dei giovani cubani. Lei ora avrà il piacere di proiettare un video di presentazione e poi dopo magari potremo dialogare con lei sulle sue ispirazioni, sul tipo di lavoro che sceglie di portare avanti, la sua formazione, eccetera.
Um, First, I want to say thank you to everyone for being here. And I'm really glad that now I have a chance to share this story, this series with you. I went to Cuba last year and I was there just for 10 days. So honestly, it was very fast, but it didn't feel like it. When I was going to Cuba, I wanted to answer, well, a very important question because I wanted to know what I want to find there, what I will be looking for. And I realized that the thing that worries me and, well, excites me most of all is what people my age are like in Cuba, how they live, what they do, and what they dream of. So before the trip, I started to look for people and I knew no one from Cuba. So I decided that I could use social media, right? Because especially my generation, we use it a lot. So I went to the couch surfing platform, if you know how it works. So that's a website where you can find people from different countries. Like if you go somewhere, you can stay with somebody local for free for the sake of cultural exchange. So I found a girl who was a tour guide. Her name is Kami. And when I was looking through her profile, I realized that we really do have a lot in common. So I got very excited. I reached out to her. She replied. And well, the day I arrived in Cuba, I met up with Kami and with her best friend and her roommate. We talked about it, and I also talked to my professor. He was also there. He's been my mentor for maybe 3 years so far. And we thought a bit about how to go about this project, and we realized that it might be really interesting to find different youth communities to show the diversity. So now I have this project, which is a series of 9 portraits, group portraits, that show different groups of young Cubans. So let's start with the first group. It's called Aesthetics, and practically they're fashion enthusiasts. I photographed them at an abandoned Soviet stadium because I wanted to show this contrast between the old and the new. And what is very specific about it is that in Cuba, you cannot just go to the store and, well, buy clothes. It's complicated. So they have to find different ways to go about it, to get those stylish clothes from different places. Some of them have families who live in the United States or in Spain, so somehow they manage to send things. Also, they make clothes by themselves. There are some secondhand stores, so every time it is a challenge. And as for these two guys on the left and on the right, when I ran into them in the street, they were wearing the exact same clothes. And I was fascinated, so I asked them to come to the shoot and wear the exact same clothes. And in the middle, by the way, is Kami. It's one of the girls who helped me. These are gamers, and well, to me, that is one of the most fascinating groups because this is a community that has recently emerged. It's Cuba, and as for even the internet, they have internet blackouts very often. So that is why when they compete, because now they do that professionally, and they started doing that just, I think, 2 years ago. They can only compete at night. just so they have the internet. And also in the very city center, well, the neighborhood is called El Vedado, and that's where most young people live. And also there they have this amazing gaming center. It's not in the photograph, but I was really impressed because it looks like something that you might come across in New York or in Barcelona or in London. And I was really shocked to see a club like that in Havana. And somehow they do function, they operate. It was great. And that is an abandoned Soviet pool. We did the shoot really early at around 6 a.m. and everybody got here. Like we had to get some help from taxi drivers because they helped me drive people around because it's very hard if you live in the outskirts and the public transport, it doesn't really work well. The girl on the right, her name is Hannah, and I was really impressed that she made it because she's suffering from asthma. So she came with a huge backpack where she had all the equipment, but she was really eager to do the shoot. These are rockers. I found them on a bench in the same neighborhood, El Vedado. And I could tell they were really into rock because they were wearing those t-shirts with the names of famous bands like Pink Floyd. So the next day they invited me to stop by their rehearsal, which was great. I loved it. And I took their portrait in a colonial house nearby, which was used as a storage room for that bar where they had the rehearsal. And rock is not very popular in Cuba. And well, when it comes to the music industry, it's also complicated because first you have to get the instruments and you have to distribute music somehow. So what they normally do, again, if they have friends somewhere else, they use their help to distribute music on different platforms. This group is also awesome. It's a tattoo studio, which is not just a studio because they live as a family and they do art, they make music together. The girl on the left, the one with blue hair, her name is Anita and she's the founder. So what they're trying to do in Havana is they're trying to promote different values like feminism, and they're helping minorities. The guy on the right, the one who's wearing orange sunglasses, he travels between Barcelona and Havana. He moves back and forth quite a lot, and that's how they get like different instruments because you do need some materials to maintain a tattoo studio. The dog on the left was really angry. Like it looks like it's smiling, but it's not. These are skaters and rollerbladers. I found them at an abandoned Soviet factory in the outskirts of the city. That's where they practice normally, and they take it really seriously because they have part-time or full-time jobs. One guy, he drives a rickshaw for tourists. Another one repairs cars, but every Friday they get together at this very spot and they practice for several hours. And yeah, it's not a place that everybody knows because the guys from the tattoo studio, they told me that I should definitely, well, go there, which I did. And if it hadn't been for all this networking and the fact that all the people are somehow, well, connected, and Havana is quite small, so people know each other, so it really helped to do the project. And one more thing that I wanted to add, with skateboards, right? Some people donate skateboards, so it also helps to, well, to practice and improve their skills. And I feel like I have to go back to the previous slide, which I'm not sure how to do, because I think I skipped one accidentally. Okay. Oh, good. Skaters. No. Tattoo. skaters. Here we go, that's the next one, cosplayers. I was amazed to find cosplayers in Cuba. And actually, this movement is really big, and it's getting bigger each month. They organize some local events, which are very consistent and regular. Well, they're small yet, but sometimes you can walk around the city center and you just can see a lot of cosplayers together to make costumes. They also use some secondhand stores. They recycle fabric. Sometimes they get some things from, well, their families and friends. I photographed them at an abandoned Soviet stadium again, but this hall, it has been renovated, so it's not technically fully abandoned. Somewhere they still do things. I think that's that part. And also they have TikTok accounts where they have thousands of followers, which is very impressive. These are rappers and hip hoppers. And that's the main building in Havana, which is called the Capitol. And that's the main square. So with rappers, it's, well, the same as rockers when it comes to music distribution. But also they organize rap battles, and for them, that's a way to express themselves and speak up. And I found them right in the city center, right in the street, because it was easy to tell that they were into rap. These are nature enthusiasts. They call themselves hippies, but I was a little bit surprised because when you see their image, it's not what you think of when you hear the word hippie. But anyway, they're trying to live consciously, to consume consciously. And I photographed them in that district, El Vedado, where most of them live. And these are musicians who play in a genre that is called trova cubana. I photographed them on the territory of a university campus, but the thing is that there is this part that it was under construction for a very long time, but the construction has never been finished. So now it's abandoned, and together you have to go through the field. They have tarantulas there, so it was a little scary, and we had to be very fast. So we pretended to be students, which was easy because it's an art school, and they all had some music instruments. Well, we got there and we caught the sun that was going down. And here, well, same thing with the instruments and with the music distribution, but they're trying to do their best. And at the end, I wanted to put a collection of young Cubans' dreams. So I just wanted to share some of them with you because I was really touched. And they're very different, but somehow the same at the same time. Jimmy is a rocker, and he said, I wish to tour Europe, live in England, and meet and play with the musicians from Led Zeppelin and Pantera. Sergio is a gamer. Travel and explore different parts of the world. Be able to dedicate 100% of my time to creating geek content on social media. That there weren't so many problems in my country, so that young people don't have to leave their families in search of a better life and future in another country. Jordi is a fashion enthusiast. To become a well-known chef, personally meet Elton John, leave my country. Louis is a skater. He said, my 3 wishes are to have my skates, have a motorcycle, and be happy with a girl. Victor, he's a rapper, well, trapper technically, but at the same time, he also skateboards. These communities, they're kind of interconnected. So he said that everyone listens to my trap to represent Cuban skateboarding in another part of the world, even in Africa. Great health, because I know none of this is easy, but with good health, I will achieve it. Beatrice, she's a nature enthusiast, singing, traveling around the world, learning about edible, medicinal, and ornamental plants, and teaching others about them. Carla, a cosplayer. transmit emotions through my art, especially writing, visit as many places as I can, share with other cultures, possibly open a bakery. I love baking. The tattoo community chose to answer as a group because, as they told me, they live as one family. Expand the physical and media reach of Zenith Tattoo Studio worldwide with all its manifestations and art. Recognize tattooing as another form of artistic expression and have the resources necessary to create and help others create. And David, he's a musician. He said, no wars, no borders, less stress in my life. Thank you.
La prima domanda che mi viene da fare è se le fotografie che hai realizzato le avevi già immaginate e se i ragazzi le hanno viste e si sono poi riconosciuti.
Yes, they have seen the pictures. And yeah, they do recognize themselves because that was the goal. Okay, so yeah, because I wanted to show the spirit of these communities. And well, as from where I stand and from what I've heard from the guys, they said that I did manage to do it.
Loro si riconoscono come comunità e quindi nelle tue fotografie. I don't in English, tribù. Okay.
Yes, yes, they do. As for this group, it's not exactly a community. It's more like individuals who have a similar style, and the rest of them, they are a community. But what is interesting about this group, after they met each other, now I know that they all hang out and they're still in touch. Because this one is a little different, like it's about fashion and style. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Sembra un servizio di moda, no? Ah, scusa.
In this case, it looks like really fashion shooting. So, yeah, is that something that you have done expressly? That there is an intention to do a sort of picture that looks like a fashion shooting?
I think with this one, yeah, I feel like I wanted it to look like that. On the other hand, it is documentary because, as I told, they were wearing the exact same clothes. And the girl with black hair, I found this outfit on her Instagram. She had a lot of pictures wearing this. And she told me that she also wears that on a daily basis. So I thought it might look good, like in terms of colors. And Bia, yeah, we just got some clothes. Like she showed me what she wears. We picked an outfit that was also like a good match here. So yeah. And I did want it to look like something really fashionable, like a magazine or something.
Hai altri lavori con i ragazzi di questo tipo? Hai già lavorato con tribù, comunità di giovani ragazzi?
For now, just in Cuba, if we're talking about young people communities, but now I'm planning to do that in another country. This December, hopefully, I travel to Georgia. Yeah, because especially now with the elections and the protests happening, it's very interesting to me. So I do want to continue working in that direction. And well, as a part of this fellowship, probably the project is going to be, well, kind of similar. Not exactly the same, but we're thinking that we might be capturing the youth.
È difficile in inglese, lo dico in italiano. Esistono queste comunità, cioè ci si sente europei, ci si sente cubani o ci si sente africani. Ci sono tantissimi lavori fatti da grandi maestri che individuano una cultura attraverso i giovani. Vorrei capire se anche un po' la tua intenzione, il tuo modo di pensare ai giovani come a un futuro e quindi a una comunità. È difficile in italiano, anche in inglese.
she's asking if there are also very important photography on specific needs, so she would like to understand. Ripeto, puoi capire?
Cioè se c'è un progetto di ricerca rispetto alle giovani comunità,
It's a really special research on young people.
come identità anche di appartenenza.
Also as an identity and idea of being part of the community.
Nel suo futuro anche.
Yes, for sure. I'm very interested in that. And I feel like when you belong to some community, that also helps you mentally in terms of, well, living in Cuba is really hard. But when you feel like you're a part of something big and, well, something that can really give you a lot of support, well, it helps you survive, it helps you live your life and create, most importantly. So, yeah.
E hai già in mente, a parte la Georgia, di fare dei lavori di questo tipo? So che hai vinto una borsa di studio, una residenza d'artista e porterai avanti questo lavoro in un'altra città italiana.
That she knows that you have won a fellowship and she would like to understand also if your future moving to this as another Italian town.
So the plan is to shoot in Nova Gorica and Gorica, to show the change, the border, people, most importantly. And yes, there's also going to be an art residency, which is a little different. There, as far as I know, I will be staying with a family for a week. And that is not about the change, that is more about tradition. So yeah, there's going to be 2 parts. And the first part is bigger. More time will be devoted to that, and we will be working on an exhibit and on a book.
Okay. Un'ultima domanda about the choice of light. La luce naturale distingue molto bene questo tipo di lavoro, come abbiamo visto questa mattina con Henri Gruyère, che ha sempre scelto la luce come cifra distintiva rispetto al soggetto.
I wanted to use natural light, and well, we were practically following the sun, chasing the sun sometimes, because I wanted to show those beams of sunlight, because I feel that it also represents hope. And this whole project, to me, it is about hope, because when I meet people like that from different countries, and since, well, I come from Russia, so I feel like right now hope really matters a lot to me. And I feel like this light, it shows it. At least I wanted it to look like that, so that, and even here there was this window. So yeah, we were trying to do our best. Yeah.
Thank you. Ovviamente se avete domande potete intervenire, ci sono delle domande per...
Yes, I was just thinking if you are planning to back in Russia and do a work like this also in Russia, instead to what you say, no, nowadays it's too difficult to go there and try to... I'm asking because sometimes for photographers it's easier to go somewhere else to say something or themselves.
Well, now it's very complicated to go back. Well, I cannot do that because in my case it might be a little dangerous, so I don't know. But last year, I'm still working on that project. I photographed my friends from Russia and Ukraine, and I did individual portraits. These are also mostly young people, and we talked about what home means. So I was also exploring that through, well, my home culture and the culture of my friends. But I was photographing them, well, abroad, because I don't live in Russia and my friends don't either. So.
That's a great way to treat the argument, taking pictures of people abroad, because it was happening so much.
Yeah.
I have a question. Did you stay in touch with everybody, the subjects in the photos? And if so, did you tell them about today's exhibition and all the possibilities opening up now for you thanks to this project?
Yes, we're all in touch. And we talk a lot with almost all of them, and they do know that I'm here, and they're very excited. They're following me also on social media, and I follow them on social media. So, well, yeah, we're constantly in touch.
I giovani ti hanno accolto e erano predisposti a questa messa in scena, quindi con un'idea un po' teatrale della fotografia.
It was easy to do this sort of mise en scène of the picture. Like they were excited to do that, right?
Yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, they were allowed, if they are allowed and if they welcome.
Yes, they were really eager to do that, and I felt really welcomed, and that is why it was also very hard to leave. And I feel like for all of them, it was also really important to share their culture and to share what they look like, because there are also a lot of stereotypes about Cuba, and when you go there, you expect to see one thing, and I wanted to find something different and something that is also true. So they were so excited to be a part of this project that, well, just like with the group of gamers, when they came to that pool at around 6 a.m. in the morning, and they were traveling from some distant places. Yeah, and despite everything, they all made it, and we made it happen, so.
Grazie, ovviamente se ci sono sempre delle domande, quello che vorrei chiederti è come immagini di chiudere questo progetto con i giovani. Per Gorizia sarà un libro e una mostra, ma forse poi diventeranno tanti lavori che potrai mettere insieme, e se il tuo concetto di lavoro è proprio un po' sempre sulla speranza, il sogno e forse anche un'identità.
You imagine to in the future of this job. So in other words, you will have some, and if you will do this in some other situations, so maybe your work can be different pieces of different situations, and always have this hope and yeah, for the future, it will be a sort of feel of everything.
I think that's what it's going to look like, what it's going to be like, because that is a topic that interests me a lot, and it is definitely the center of my attention. So I would love to continue doing that, because to me, it's also like therapy. So yeah, I think the next projects, they're going to be similar in terms of, well, trying to find this hope in the youth.
Grazie.
Grazie mille.